Hello, Helldivers. Today we're going to be talking about the one of the biggest controversial topics in the entire Helldivers 2 community as of right now, the nerf to the Railgun. This is, in my opinion, one of the best things to happen for balancing the equipment that we have in Helldivers 2. The reason why is because it still serves the same purpose that it had. You just have to flip the gun from safe to unsafe. One of the things that I was running into whenever I was starting to use it before its nerf was, there's almost no reason to play on unsafe because, if you just threw it onto safe, it was overall better to get more shots out quicker than it was to wait for the higher charge and higher damage of a unsafe shot. Um, that concern has now been rectified because now, in order just to pierce some of the heaviest armor in the game, you need to charge a little bit into unsafe mode. Uh, to me, in all seriousness, this is actually a good thing because, you know, dealing with chargers, for instance, one of the more annoying enemies in um any terminated missions is was trivialized just by using the railgun. Pop one or two shots in its leg breaks, switch to a different gun, or hell, even keep using the railgun and just shoot it in its leg a couple times. It's done. Like I think that sort of made it a little bit too like brain rot. Just like, okay, let me pull railgun out, shoot twice, switch to other thing dead. Like that's a bit too easy. Um and that being said, some of the buffs to the other equipment as well, such as the flamethrower, and I think people also really underestimate the capabilities of the arc thrower. I don't have any footage of me using that one in particular, but the arc thrower I've seen be able to take on even bile titans. People really sleep on that thing. The flamethrower as well, same thing. It just had its damage per second value increased by 50%. I mean, that's huge. That's drastic. Um, but with the flamethrower damage increase, it can now kill a charger single handedly. You don't even have to break the armor on it. You can just burn it with fire, and it will literally die just over time. That being said, you know, change up your playstyle. Just because you like using the railgun doesn't mean that all of a sudden now it's not worth using. Definitely use whatever you think is best, um, or what you might have the most fun playing with. Uh, Lately I've been trying different things just because, I was kind of getting tired of that same old, like, okay, let me bring the same stratagems every time. 500 kilo, um, maybe a rail cannon strike, shield generator backpack, rail gun. Okay, that's all I need. Um, and I've been starting to experiment a little bit more with like the HMG emplacement, the shield generator relay, the flamethrower, the arc thrower. These are all different things that I think are severely underrated because people don't give them a chance to work their magic. Um, and I think in all seriousness, this is going to be one of the best balancing works for a while. And you know, because everyone was running in with the same thing: the breaker auto shotgun, the railgun, shield gen backpack, and there's a few things here and there that you can kind of mix and match with. But like 90% of the time, that was it. You know, get out there and use different things. Um, if you're having trouble with difficulty 7, 8, 9, uh definitely look into more of, I think difficulty 7 through 9 is a lot more like you're not going to be able to get it done as a solo player. That's just a given. I feel there's too many smaller bugs and like bots on the automaton missions. There's too many tanks, there's too many chargers, there's too many bile titans that start getting thrown at you, and it's too easy to get overwhelmed on difficulty 7 through 9 if you're playing by yourself. And if you're continuously running into a particular problem, well, start to think of ways to circumvent that. If you're running low on ammo, maybe consider bringing like a laser weapon or something like that. I know that they're not particularly the greatest at the moment, but but with good management of your heat sinks and with the buff to the laser cannon, being able to penetrate medium armor now, you know, those are definitely viable weapons for difficulty 7 through 9. And, you know, coordinate with your team. A well coordinated Helldiver squad that has mix and matching for, like, if someone specializes in just killing the tank stuff, if they're just like anti tank guys. Whereas there might be other people that bring stratagems that are just for thinning out the herd. You know, experiment a little bit, see what sort of playstyle you like the best. Definitely get out there, try out the flamethrower, try out the arc thrower. These are 100% weapons that are underrated and underused, and I think that they will legitimately surprise you. I mean, that being said, you know, I'll have some footage playing in the background of me using the flamethrower. I'm not sure if I have any of the arc thrower, but I've recently started using the slugger shotgun as well as the Punisher shotgun a lot more. And the slugger shotgun in particular is like not being used at all, and I have no idea why. Because one of the confusing things with it is it says it has light armor penetration, but it definitely feels like it punches through medium realistically and not just light. And it does really good damage, you know, does really good range. The other crazy thing with it is it has like a stagger effect. So, like, you know, I was able to just keep a stalker at bay until it died, just off of the stagger effect for it. But all that to be said, you know, the railgun is not the end all be all at the end of the day. That's what the whole video is about. If you're that upset about the railgun being nerfed, I think it's a good idea to vary your playstyle up a little bit. Try something else that's out of the norm and out of your expectation for what you would normally run. You know, there's so many support weapons that we have to choose from. You know, definitely take one and do a higher level mission. The machine gun is surprisingly underrated for being one of the first stratagems that they give you out the gate. That thing is surprisingly good. You know, there's so many different ones to choose from. Do not limit yourself to just the railgun. While I think, yes, of course, it definitely made the railgun worse overall, if you can't adapt to it, I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell you. There was no way that they were going to keep the railgun in as it was. And you know, I think in all seriousness, this is better for the overall game. I think this will vary up people's play styles and make them want to try different things, and I hope people do try different things. But hey, you know, that being said, I want you guys to tell me your opinions on the railgun nerf. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What kind of nerfs or buffs do you think you would want to see in the future? You know, not even just to support weapons or weapons in general, maybe to armor, maybe to different stratagems. Definitely leave in the comments below what you guys think should be changed or will be changed. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time.